Good morning or welcome to our next class. Previous class we have to discuss about Joule's law. And what is Joule's law? Joule's law is the relation between the current, the resistance and the time of flow of current. That is, Joule's law is defined as it is the current produced when a conductor to flow a voltage through it. This is the current producing through a conductor when the voltage is passing through it. That is, Joule's law is basically depends the current, the resistance and the time of flow of current. Okay, and we have a definition or we have an equation for Joule's law, that is H is equal to I square RT, that is derived from the heating effect of nichrome wire. When we do an experiment that is used to nichrome wires, when electricity is passing through nichrome wires, the nichrome wires are come to red and hot, and that time the electrical energy is converted to heat energy, and we say that there is the heating effect of electric current. And from this experiment we have to conclude that Joule's law have an expression that is H is equal to I square RT. This equation is we have to discuss in the previous class, that is H is equal to I square RT. Here H is the heat energy, I is the electric current produced in this conductor, and R is the resistance of the conductor, and T is the time of flow of current. And today we have to discuss some problems based on Joule's law. And using this equation H is equal to I square RT, we have to solve some problems. For this we have to look at the slides. Complete the following on the basis of Joule's law, that is our question. And here are some resistance, current and current flowing times are here. Based on each of these we have to find out the charge in heat in every points. Okay, for this we have to take the first points, that is resistance of the conductor, intensity of the current, time for which current flows, heat generated, that is we have to find, and the change in heat already we have to find. So in this first portion we have a set of units, that is R is equal to, T is equal to, and I is equal to. What is R is equal to 2R, T is equal to T, and I is equal to I. This is the first set of points. This is the first step of points, and we have to use these measurements to calculating the Joule's law. Okay, then put all these units to H is equal to I square RT equation, and we have to find the heat energy produced here. What is the current here? That is I is equal to I. So put this here, the equation is I square. So here is I is I. So here I is I square, and here the resistance R is equal to 2R. So put it in equation, that is 2R, and the time is always T. So put this in equation. So we got I square 2RT. And finally we got that 2I square RT. H is equal to 2I square RT. H is equal to I square RT is Joule's law, and we have to applying these measurements to this problem. We got the final answer, that is H is equal to 2I square RT. So here the H is 2 times. So the change in heat is twice in this case. Okay, this is equal to I square RT plus I square RT. So this is 2 times is the heat change here. So here the heat is 2H. 2H is equal to 2I square RT. So we find that the change in heat here is 2H. And we have the next problem, that is we have some values R, T and I. Here R is equal to R, T is equal to T and I is equal to 2I. Okay, when put all these substitutions into our equation, H is equal to I square RT. I is 2I. So 2I whole square into R is equal to R and T is equal to T. Okay. Then we have to got that 4I square RT is the answer. So here 2 times is I square RT and here 4 times is I square RT. So here is the heat change is 4H, which is equal to 4H. In first question we got that H is 2 times changing and here we got that H is 4 times changing. That is the electrical energy is converting to heat energy here. In the first case the heat energy is 2 times changes and the second case the heat energy is 4 times changes. That is the answer is 4H. And we have another set of problem, that is here R is R by 2. R by 2 and T is T and I is equal to I. And put this equation to H is equal to I square RT. I is I square, R is R by 2 and T is always T. So here the equation comes to I square RT by 2. So here H is half H. So here the H comes to half change. Half H is the change of heat energy in the third case. In the first case we got 2H. In the second case we got 4H. And in the third case we got half H. First question the heat change is twice and in the second question 4 times and the third question the heat change is half times. Other than these 3 points, there are another 3 points in our textbook table 1.2 and all of you fill all these columns using the measurements that are given in the table and put all the points into H is equal to I square RT of the equation of Joule's law and find out the another 3 heat changes using the points. This is an assignment for you. Okay, now we have to calculate that the heat change here. When we applying different amounts of current in these 3. In the second case, we give more current. So we got what? More heat energy. So we have to conclude that when we applying more current to a conductor containing circuit, the heat energy or the energy here produced is more. Based on the current, when we applying more current to a circuit, that more current makes more energy change. The amount of energy change is more depend on the amount of current that passing through it. Okay. And we have to discuss about a small experiment, that is showing through our slide. So all of you seen that there is a image of two beakers. That image is in our textbook, and that two beakers containing two wires, that is PQ and RS. Two beakers are A and B, and two beakers containing PQ and RS, and these beakers are connected with a rheostat and a 6-volt battery and an ammeter. In this circuit, we have to apply a 6-volt potential to this circuit and an amount of current using rheostat, and this we have to measure using the ammeter. From this experiment, we have to calculate that how much is the temperature developed in the both beakers A and B. In the first beaker, PQ is considered, or it is used as the nichrome wire, and in the second beaker B, RS, that is considered as the copper wire. When we giving a rheostat, giving current using rheostat and applying a 6-volt potential to this circuit, we have to see that the temperature of the water in the both beakers are rising. Okay. First of all, we have to measure the temperature in both beakers A and B using a thermometer. And after measuring this, we have to note what is the temperature in the first time. And we have to apply the current using rheostat, both of these beakers. When we, after some time, the current is flowing through whole of this circuit. After some times, we got that there is a temperature change occur in both the beakers A and B. In that time, we have to measure the temperature in the beakers. We have to see that a temperature rising in both the A and B. And we have to check which one is more hotter. That time we got that the beaker A is more hotter. Which one got more heated and why? This is a first question based on our experiment. That time we got that the beaker A is more heated. When current increases, what change occur in the temperature? First of all, we have to do an electric current applying using the rheostat, and we got temperature increasing in the both beakers. When current is increased, what change occur in the temperature? And in the second case, at the same time, we have to increase the amount of current using the rheostat comparatively the first step. In the first step, we have an applying an amount of current, and in the second case, we have to apply more than current comparatively the first step and measure the temperature using a thermometer. Then we got a temperature rising in both of the beaker comparatively the first one. And in the third, when time changed, how it affects temperature. And in the third step, we have to do that the temperature, the current of the two resistor is taken as constant comparatively the second step, and the time of flowing of current is changing. In the first step, we have to take the time is 5 seconds. In the second case, we have to rise the time, and approximately we take that if 10 seconds in the third step. So in both of these cases, when current increases and when time increases, there is always we can see that the rising of temperature is come more and more. Okay, that is we have to discuss that when we applying a current through a conductor and we changing the time of the current flowing and we changing the amount of current applying through that circuit. When we applying current through this circuit, we can see that a temperature rise up in the two beakers. And in the second step, we have to do that. The time is taken as constant, that is 5 seconds, and the amount of current is changing. And this time always we can see that the temperature is rising. And in the third case, we have to change the time, that is from 5 to 10 seconds, and the current is taken as constant. All of these three times we can see that the temperature is rising in both of A and B. Okay, so we can conclude that heat and Joule's law is depending always the current passing through the conductor and the resistance of the conductor, and also basing the time of flow of current. Both of this was increasing, the temperature or the heating effect is come to increasing, but more is depends on the current. Current is rising squarely, so current is morely depends to temperature. When current is increasing more and more, the temperature is increasing. Okay, and we have to calculate another problems using Joule's law. For using Joule's law, we have four equations, that is H is equal to I square RT, H is equal to V square T by R, and H is equal to V IT, and H is equal to PT. These four equations are based on Joule's law. This is the basic equation of Joule's law, and these three equations are according to Ohm's law. This comes to change. According to Ohm's law, another three equations we got from Joule's law. So when we got a problem to solve, first of all you write all of the given measurements in your science diary, and we got sometimes we got the measurements are in terms of I, R, T, or in another case we doesn't get a current, only we got voltage. So basing the unit measurements that given in the problems, all of these are changing. Okay, so H is equal to V square T by R, VIT, and H is equal to PT. All of these are derived from basing the Ohm's law. And the first question that is in our slide, how much will be the heat developed if 0. ampere current flows through a conductor of resistance 200 ohm for 5 minutes. So here we got the measurements. I is equal to 0.2 ampere and resistance R is equal to 200 ohm, and time T is equal to 5 minutes. Okay. And now we know that IRT. So our basic equation of Joule's law having these three measurements IRT. So we have to use the first equation here, H is equal to I square RT, and put all these to our equation. H is equal to I square RT. When we got 0.2 square 200 into, here the time is in terms of minutes. So we have to converting these minutes into seconds. So 5 into 60. So 0.2 square into 200 into 5 into 60, we got 300. So the final answer we have to get is 2400 joule. So this is a simple equation because all of these measurements are given in the problem, or in the terms of I, R and T. And our next problem is in our slide. Let's find out the heat developed in 3 minutes by a device of resistance 920 ohm working under 230 volt. So the heat developed in 3 minutes. So the time is 3 minutes by a device of resistance 920 ohm. So the resistance of the device is R is equal to 920 ohm and working under 230 volt. So the potential of the circuit V is equal to 230 volt. Okay, and we have the equation in this problem. We have T, R and V. Here we have no current. Here we have no given time. So using another equation, that is H is equal to V square T by R. Okay. H is equal to V square T by R is the equation. So put all of the units into the problem. Here V is equal to 230 and T is in the terms of time is minute and it is changing into seconds, 3 into 60 and the resistance is 920. And when we calculating this, we got the answer is 10,350 joule. Okay. Now we got 10,350 joule and we have another form to calculating this same problem. That is, we have to calculate current from this problem. That is, I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R and that time we got the current and we have to use the H is equal to I square RT for calculating this. Okay. And that time we got H is equal to I square RT for finding the amount of heat produced here. And in our next slide, this is a solved problem. And it is based on two heaters, heater A and heater B. We have to given working voltage, resistance and working time of both of the two beakers, and here are some questions. Why does the heater having low resistance get heated more? When we looking the two heaters, the heater that having low resistance have more heated in both cases. In the first case, resistance is higher and in the second case, heater B, resistance is more, that resistance is less, that is 460. And the first question is, why does the heater having low resistance get heated more? Here the relation H is equal to V square T by R. Resistance is existing in the denominator. So the relation of H and R are inverse relation. So here heat energy is increasing, the resistance is get to decreasing. So smaller resistance make more heat. So two of these are inversely proportional. And in the next question, in which way does the change in resistance influence the heat developed? That is, when here in resistance is decreasing, heat energy is increasing. That always showing the inverse proportionality between the resistance and heat. Find out the current in the heaters A and B and compare the heat developed. When we finding the current from both of these beakers from the given values, we got that H is equal to I square RT and I is equal to V by R. So here we have V and R in first or heater A, V by R is equal to V is 230 and R is 1150, and we got that 0.2 ampere is the current here, and in the beaker heater B we got 230 divided by 460, and the current here produced is 0.5 ampere. When we comparing in the current in both cases, where is the resistance is high, here the current is large, and also here is the heat is large. Where is the current is large, that here is the current is small. So today we have to discuss about the relation between heat energy, current, resistance and time, and we understand through these problems current is more related to heat energy. The amount of current is increasing, the heat energy is more increasing. The amount of time and resistance is depending to heat energy, but the amount of current is more dependent to heat energy. The amount of current is producing here is increasing, the amount of heat energy is comes more increasing. That is, first of all, is the energy change here is electrical energy is changing to heat energy. So the electrical energy is current. So current is here changing to heat energy. So the amount of current is increasing more, the heat energy is come more. Okay. So we have to discuss about the Joule's law. What is Joule's law and the terms that depends the Joule's law, that is HIRT, and which one is more related to heat energy, that can be find that heat energy is more related to current and also related to resistance and time. And I think all of you understand about Joule's law and the dependence of the terms IRT with H, and also we have to discuss all about Joule's law and doing some problems, and you have some assignments in the table 1.2 in our textbooks is filling based on the problems that we have to do in the first session. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.